G'day guys, it's Colto Fox. Today I'm going to tell you how I became a furry. So it kind of just started in 2009. This was back when I was a bit younger and I was just randomly searching Google Images for some maybe fan art of something, and eventually it kind of led to going to DeviantArt. So I went on DeviantArt and then I got some nice fan art pictures of those things, and that kind of led to me eventually, because on DeviantArt there's this thing on the side of the picture where it's got like related images, like images that are like this. So I basically went through there a few times, and then there was like some I like saved them, and there's some of them eventually, like it might have went a few months, a few years or something, and eventually some of them I noticed were linking to Furfinity. And I didn't have an account at the time, but it kind of just happened. And then like once you kind of got there, it's like, yep, normal furry. Yeah, that happened. So yeah, then I got an account for Furfinity, because I know some of the pictures on there kind of just have like, you can't access this unless you have a profile. So I made a profile. It was just like a generic thing. I didn't really give it any meaningful name or anything, but yeah, I didn't like favorite or like comment or anything. It was just like a lurking kind of stage. But that eventually finished. It took a while, like a decade, literally. So in 2019, which was last year, around about the end of July, I was in America. Now I don't live in America, I live in Australia. But I was up there and on some of the social apps, and I actually found a furry on one of the social apps. Well, someone who knew a furry, and then I eventually DM'd him on Twitter. The furry was Kashiru. He's an Arctic fox, I believe. He lives there. I was in Wisconsin at the time. And yeah, I met him, and basically from there I kind of started the whole social furry thing. So he talked to me about like Telegram. I didn't have Telegram at the time, but he showed me like there's this fur list bot on Telegram that basically lets you search groups and stuff. And we looked at ones that were maybe applicable for me in my area, which is like New South Wales and Australia. So I found New South Wales Furs, and it has like, at the time, maybe 298 people or something. That's changed now, there's a lot more than that. So yeah, I found that group. And that's something for my to-do list for later. Other than that, he also helped me make a ref sheet. Now this is very important. You need a ref sheet to kind of make your own persona. So he asked me like, what kind of species would you prefer? And I just went with, yeah, I want to be a fox. And yes, that happened. So I wanted to be a fox. Great. We went on Google Images and we looked up the free to use kind of ref sheet design. So the line art you can use to make ref sheets. So I found this one. It was just the canine one, I think. Like, I know foxes aren't exactly canines, they're Volps, but yeah, we can use that still. It looks good enough to be a fox. And basically he has a Samsung Galaxy Note, I've got that as well. And we opened that up in Medibank Paint. And you can, because you need to do layers and stuff, so you can have the lines on top and then the colors on the bottom. So yeah, we started coloring that in, and he's saying like, what color you want to be here? Because there's like the fluff, like this area of the face, like that area of the face, this, the whole like the underbelly, and a whole bunch of other things. Like, so I asked him about like general stuff. What do you do, like fur meets and stuff? So I think in America they do a lot of bowling meets, but in Australia we've got like coffee meets and stuff. But yeah, so we didn't finish the ref sheet, but it was enough to get me started and finish it myself. So basically, my flight to New York from Chicago was heavily delayed. I had my Surface Pro, so coloring it in Photoshop took me hours. Probably shouldn't have taken hours, but oh well, it happened. I still made it. And then I went to New York. Before I went to New York, I was like, what do I want to name him? Yeah. And eventually I came up with Colto. And I liked Colto. It's a bit of a different name. It's more of like an Italian origin kind of thing. So yeah, I went with that. And then when I was in New York, I made all of the social media accounts. Well, almost. But the main ones like Telegram, Twitter, and YouTube, yeah, all that fun stuff. I was like really sick in New York too, so that wasn't great. But then I went back to Sydney. Fun times again. I didn't really like that flight too much, but yeah, did that, got back, like within 2 days, I think I joined the New South Wales Furs chat on Telegram, and from there it just like blast, like everything happened. So I had my ref sheet. I just had like my Telegram picture at the time was literally just the ref sheet from the side position. That wasn't great, so I asked around in that chat, who can do art? Yes, who can do art? And I found one that I did like. I wanted some like cartoony kind of theme, and Uma is great for cartoony kind of things. So I commissioned her for a full body artwork of Colto Fox, and that was great. Then days passed. I went to a coffee meet. Went there. It was a bit awkward. I didn't know anyone. And yeah, I basically just talked to a bunch of people and kind of got a hang of things, hanged out with like a small group for the night. It's probably what happens at your first kind of fur meet. But then like sometime on like the 22nd or something of August, I believe it was, I was looking on Fur Affinity. Like I'm thinking in the back of my head, like I want a fursuit. Yes, I want a fursuit. So I was on Fur Affinity, I was looking at loop suits. I was thinking, if I want to get a fursuit, who do I want to get it from? And like, I keep hearing all these good things about loop suits, and then I just saw a red fox, full partial fursuit, pre-made partial. And you're looking at him right now. Hello. So, yeah. I talked to Lupe a bit on Fur Affinity, and talked about like the process and stuff. And I went ahead and bought it. So that was fun. And then a few weeks later, in like mid-September, like Fur Jam was actually coming up soon, because I remember after that first coffee meet, people were talking about Fur Jam, so I signed up for Fur Jam before I got the fursuit. Did not know I was getting a fursuit. So yeah, I got my fursuit of Colto Fox like just before Fur Jam basically. So I got it on the Monday morning, and Fur Jam was on Saturday. And so I still needed to get a few things before I could actually go to Fur Jam. So I needed a balaclava. Managed to get that last minute on like Friday, because I had ordered that like a couple weeks before, but it hadn't come. Managed to get that. That was great, because otherwise I don't know if I would be able to survive the whole day. So I got that, went to Fur Jam. Fur Jam was amazing. All the different furs. I did actually know some at that point, because I've been going to a few other coffee meets and stuff, and then eventually Fur Feed. There's a bunch of different things going on in Sydney. It's fun. And then after that, we get the Fursuit Friday pics. Yay! So if you look at my Twitter, I've got a lot of Fursuit Friday pics, because I do them every Friday or Saturday. I'm sorry if I'm doing them on Saturday. It's just I'm a bit busy sometimes. And also, while I was doing all of that, I think from the start of it, I did actually do YouTube videos every month at least. So the first few ones were just music videos. So music that I composed myself. So yeah, I made those ones. And then eventually now you're seeing, like even like now inclusive, that some of them are like just fursuit videos, because that's fun. Yay! And that comes close to now. Like I'm in a bunch of different groups now. So I'm a lot more social than I was before when I was just a lurking furry. So like probably almost 10 years or over 10 years I was just lurking in the fandom. And then I just decided, oh, I can meet them. And I met one, he was great, and then I started meeting all of the furries. And that made me want to get a fursuit, got my art, just doing all of the things. So basically that brings us to now. We're in the year 2020, and I have a fursuit. And a bunch of people that I know now. I've got a lot of friends now. So I'm glad to be here. It's a lot better to be social now, especially in the fandom. They're all lovely, lovely people. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Be sure to like this video, comment, share it, subscribe if you want to see more. See if you like this new kind of setting we've got here. I've actually got someone filming this now, so thank you, Cyren. You're doing a great job. And hopefully this all turned out alright, because I won't see it until it's actually done and edited and all of that and published. But yeah, be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!